All right, so today we're going to treat this Wednesday as a mini Friday here as we enter into spring break. We just finished lesson 12.1, the second part, instead of going on to 12.2, which is 2 days again. I thought let's do an enrichment activity, which I think you guys will like. And it's going to seem very simple, and for some of you guys it's going to be different, so you're going to really have to just slow down for a second to see what it's doing, but this is designed to build your number sense. And where I got this from, considering we were doing Go Math, we had a representative come to our school, my old public school, a couple years ago to train the teachers, and he taught this method to them as kind of an enrichment strategy, which I thought was pretty creative. And so it's designed to build your number sense, all right? And this is what it's all about, all right? As you can see, this is a subtraction problem. But he said you should use it as backwards addition. All right, and it's going to make subtraction easier because a lot of the times we forget to, or we borrow the wrong way. You would be surprised at the number of older students that are still doing 4 minus 5 is 1, and they're not borrowing and regrouping. And so this strategy will help with those mistakes. And so this is how you start, all right? So you got to have good number sense, and so you're going to start with an estimate, all right? So this is always, we should be thinking of numbers that are friendly, numbers, multiples of 10, all right? So let's just think here, all right? If I add 10 to it, it's going to get me to 35. How about if I add 20 to it, all right? So if I'm adding 20, I'm going from 25 to 45, right? And now I need to adjust. I need to go from 45 to 41, and I do that by subtracting 1. All right, and then once I do that, if I have plus 20 and I lose $1 or it goes down 1 degree, right, I have 19 as my answer. And if I were to check it now by borrowing, right, 4 minus 5 I can't do. 14 minus 5 is 9. 3 minus 2 is 19. You'll see that I have the same answer. So again, the steps are add an estimate first, and then adjust your estimate by adding or subtracting at the end. And you're going to see some different examples here to go back and forth. So always go back to the video, pause it, see what I'm doing, use the strategy on your classwork. All right, so let's try this one more. Here we go. So 61 minus 27. All right, so my starting point is 27. I'm going to use a multiple of 10, right? So I'm thinking now 10. I'm just going to add 10 to it. So I have 37, 47, 57. If I do 67, I could do that, but why don't I stop at 57, which is adding 30, all right? So I'm adding 30 to get to 57, and now I need to go from 57 to 61. Hopefully I can do that in my head, all right? And then once I add those two together, I have 34 as my answer. And if I went back to check it old school way, 1 minus 7 I can't do. I'm going to borrow. 11 minus 7 is 4. 5 minus 2 is 3. 34, it matches. All right, so that is the strategy here. Let's try another one. Okay, so add an estimate. All right, if I go from 43 to 82, hopefully you guys can see right away, I'm going to add 40 to this. All right, once I do that, this is going to become 83. Okay, and how do I go from 83 to 82? I am going to subtract 1. My answer is 39. All right, and the more you guys do this, the easier it's going to be, and you're not going to have to subtract by regrouping when it gets to some of these problems, okay? All right, this is what it's going to look like on your homework now, all right? So this has a little shaded box, and again, it's just like how you did it, and I noted where you could list the changes, so it can help you know how to note each of these problems, okay? So how do I start? I'm going from 33 to 71. So what do? I'm going to add, let's say I add 40. All right, so I'm going to add 40 to 33. That's going to become, so I add 40. That's going to become 73 now. And so now I need to go from 73 to 71. What do? It's minus 2. That's my second change, and now I need to put the 2 together. 40 minus 2 is 38 is my answer. That is how I'm using the boxes. All right, let's try another one. Okay, so 82 minus 40. All right, so I go from 40 to 82. I'm going to add 40. I'm going to get to 80. Now I go from 80 to 82. That's adding 2. So I have 42. I can check straight down. 2 minus 0 is 2. 8 minus 4 is 4. 42 is correct. All right, one more example here. I'm going from 29 to 68. I'm thinking of multiples of 10, right? If I add 30, I get 59. I can get closer, all right, if I add 40. So I'm adding 40 to 29. I get 69. Now I need to go from 69 to 68. That is minus 1. Now I put the two together. 40 minus 1 is 39 is my answer. All right, so give it a shot. Go back to the video if you need to see it again. But again, you're working backwards here. You're adjusting. This is a great activity to build your number sense. All right, I hope you guys have a great spring break. Happy Easter. And I look forward to working with you when we come back.